How many apps are you on?
I think it's my long hair and the fact that like I'm showing cleavage in my profile pic. You know, I think.
You think it's time for?
Yeah. But so what I'm saying is I'd be less likely to get on these things. Like if you guys just, send a text every once in a while instead of, like
I put mine on there with my pierced nipples.
Yeah.
So many.
God forbid if I had like a real cry for help, like.
Stomp.
Dan, get ready. Dan, get ready. Get in your position. Hey, what's up?
Oi.
Oi. Dan,
You guys see these?
Dan, hit the button.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it worked.
How fucking dare you?
We got him.
You fucking idiot.
We fucking got you.
How long did it take you to set up this big net?
It's a cattle prod. You like that?
You can't get everything on Amazon. This kid took the cattle prod like fucking nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing hurt.
Yeah, I'm a hardcore punk now.
Yeah, you're dead.
That's what I was pointing out. Did you guys see my fancy footwear? It's fucking Doc Martens.
I seen your stupid mohawk first.
Oh, wow.
But guess what? This punk's in a net, bitch.
I fucking hate this store, dude. You guys are always keeping the man down.
I'm keeping you down in this net.
Yeah, I'm the man. Do you guys think it's right to have a young boy in a net in your store?
A delinquent, a juvenile.
We're going to waterboard your ass.
Yeah. How many fucking foster homes you been in and out of?
All I wanted to do was put up flyers for my punk band show.
That's
in the store.
Okay.
How are you going to put them up on our windows when you break them all the time?
That's all I was coming in to ask.
Maybe
this fucking hardcore anarchy shit, dude.
Exactly.
Listen, dipshit. That's right. Who's the dipshit now?
You're
stuck in a fucking net. You're Doc Martens. What made you like this, goddammit?
Did your parents buy those Doc Martens? I'm sure they did.
Well, didn't his dad die in the store, and then he was with his dad was a sheriff or something? Like,
you know where my dad's at?
I think your dad Dan, I think his dad melted, right? Was that the chainsaw guy?
Is there a video of this? I'd like to see that shit.
I think, well, now you're making me think. I think Kron plugged all the security cameras into a block of cheese, so there's no video of anything.
He did. Your
we
dad
can do whatever
melted.
we want to this kid right now.
All this bad stuff happened after my dad died, to be honest. Like all the acting up and the weird shoes and coming in here and hassling you guys. I just miss my dad so much.
What about your mom?
She's an alcoholic. That's why I'm a punk now.
Fuck. And I guess the only steam you're able to blow off is coming into this store and
fucking our shit up,
causing a ruckus.
It's kind of like you two are the only friends I have.
God damn it.
Don't say that. We're not. We are not friend material.
We can't fall for it. Yeah, Dan is definitely not reply back to a text material.
I don't even accept friend requests.
I know.
God damn it. Is he crying?
No, it's just his mascara running.
Why do you think it's running?
Sorry, for my own sake, I needed to tell myself that you weren't crying, because I'll start crying, because God damn it. This kid's winning me over, man.
Don't do it.
Maybe you should let me out of the net. Let me put some of these flyers up.
No, why don't you just stay right there?
God damn it. Why'd you make Bones cry?
I thought we could all be friends. We could all hang out on my punk rock show together.
We're really making some leeway here.
Would you wave at us from the stage?
Hell yeah, I'd wave at you guys. It's $3 to get in and it's free beer all night.
It's a remarkably incredible deal.
It's nice. What time is this?
It's part of the punk ethos.
Okay.
We're all equal.
Yeah. Dan, hit him with the cattle prod. Not tricking me. We've been fucking taking emotional acting classes for weeks.
You guys want to know the name of my punk rock band?
Okay.
Okay.
Latin Jerry.
That's pretty good.
Time to take this kid to school. This week on 5-Day Rentals, Tuff Turf.
These are the secrets of the night.
Hello and welcome to 5-Day Rentals. My name is Bones. And it's time. It's been too long for the 5-star banger. I'm joined as always by Kron Howard and Laundry Dan. How are you guys?
Howdy.
I'm covered in spray paint, dude.
Okay.
There's a lot of tough kids around this neighborhood.
Well, yeah. You shouldn't have been trying to rob that poor man leaving the cocktail lounge.
But how do they spell tough?
Tuff. You're so tough.
I feel like I can see a booger.
I think you're okay.
It's a pretty cool way to spell it.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, listener. Dan decided to check his nostrils now.
In camera.
Yeah.
That's why we need the video up, man. So they can see this.
So they can see a booger fall out of your nose?
I would have picked it out. I wouldn't have blew it out. I mean, if we do upload it and I have a booger, I will snot rocket it out.
You know, when we first started,
Guaranteed.
we didn't see each other. It was all just through audio because Kron was uncomfortable with his body at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Dan had that cardiac episode, we were like, no, we need to be able to watch him.
Mm-hmm. Time's too short.
Yeah. So this dude's having heart attacks. He's choking for boogers.
Can't help me at all.
But then we'll have to, if we start releasing the videos, we'll have to start wearing clothing.
Yeah. Or just move our cameras like up to our faces.
Dude, we wear super cool like shirts.
You guys do.
We don't have a sponsor yet.
We don't need one. I'm not a fucking corporate shill, dude.
Dude, we could do like a super cool shirt.
We start doing video, you best believe you're wearing a fucking Black Rifle coffee hat, Kron.
God, no.
I will allow the sponsors if they fucking outfit me like a NASCAR driver, dude. The big jacket, the pants.
I thought you were talking about like the driving suit.
I want to
Yeah,
test
that's what I'm
that.
talking about,
I want to
dude.
test that jacket though for
Fucking
flame
M&Ms across
retardation.
my chest.
Retardation.
Retardation? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all have it.
I know I'm misspeaking that. Retardantness.
Retarded.
Guys,
We
I'm
have
loose.
mental retardation.
I'm loose.
Yeah.
It's a 5-star banger for Bones. It's
And
a movie
hey-
I've seen a dozen times.
It's America's birthday, baby.
Yes, we are peek behind the curtain. We're always like a few weeks ahead of you guys. As someone pointed out today, this might be the last Independence Day as we're on track to return to the monarchy.
Make America great.
We made it about 250. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. If you guys would just vote RFK with me, then none of this would happen.
I knew it was coming. No.
Kim's trying.
Come
When
on.
I was
is it-
editing last week, I was like, God damn, Kim's a fucking RFK show. But then Nick Nolte balanced it out. So
I mean, would it be any worse with RFK in there?
no.
Could it be any worse?
I can't believe you guys just haven't accepted that. Just give Trump the 4 years so we don't have to do it anymore.
I do think
It'll
for
be over.
every maybe policy thing I do agree with him. Vaccines are pretty big. No. Sorry.
Dude's got fucking crows and shit and ravens. Could you imagine, like, for the next 4 years, you get assigned a carrier bird that delivers all your messages for you?
Hey, who knows? Maybe it would make everybody happy because they're not looking at their phones all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, we'd just be looking up Instead of looking down at our phones, we're all looking up. Where's my crow?
Except for the right, because
Trying
they're on don't look up policy.
A movie we'll never cover.
It's a terrible movie.
Don't Look Up, the Adam McKay Netflix one.
And The Crow.
Zero Desire. Shut the fuck up.
What?
Crow.
What's the new one called?
Crow?
Crow.
Just Crow? No,
It's called The Crow. D-A. Crow.
Oh, that's
DA.
cool.
CRW.
They didn't
Goddamn.
do like the Crow Rebirth or anything.
They will.
No.
They'll do Rebirth, Resurrection, Afterlife. You know, they'll exhaust all those.
And so will we.
Yeah. God, that trailer was a fucking atrocious. Saw it before the Ghost concert film, and I just turned to my wife and laughed. Should we remind everybody what a 5-star banger is?
A 5-star banger is a movie that we feel on this podcast deserves. It's a movie we want to talk about, basically. It's a movie we respect, a movie that is good. I mean, all of our movies are great, but, you know, this could be, for example, Jaws would be a 5-star banger. You know, something you'd want to talk about. So every once in a while, we take a break from the 5DR category or catalog and do a 5-star banger.
Thank you, Dan. In the past, Dan, you've brought The Warriors, American Werewolf in London. Kron, you've brought Sorcerer, Thief, and The Thing.
That's
What
correct.
what was your third one, Dan? I'm sorry.
The Witch.
The Witch. And then you got Old Bones, who brings L.A. Confidential, Jack Reacher, and now Tuff Turf. But staying in line with what a 5-star banger is, this is definitely a movie that I would have given a 5-star if it were on the show. But that's also what it is. It's an honorable way of saying, guys, we can't do this. And a long time ago, 4 to 5 years ago, back in season 1, we each picked a couple of like, you cannot pick these because I would give them 5. And two guys had what I would call maybe critically acclaimed list, and one guy had a dad movie list. So be it. Now, Dan, in your explanation, you said a movie that we think is good.
Yeah.
Is this pushing the limits of what you guys think is good?
I think it's above average.
I'll take it.
It's above its Letterboxd user rating.
Which is currently
A 3.0. Which I was kind of surprised at.
okay. My guess would be Kron a 3, maybe a 3.5 for some goofiness. Dan, you'd be about a 3.
I mean, we don't know. There is no rate.
I know, but and we'll openly talk about it when we're done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any key takeaways from this bad boy before I start kicking into this plot?
Yeah. So I think when you announced this last week, you said that some people consider this a musical, but you do not. And I would agree. This is not a musical, but there are scenes in the movie that operate on musical logic. Like everyone just knows the same dance sometimes, or
One time.
yeah, but then there's also like that chick Frankie. She starts doing a dance and she just knows the exact layout of the club she's in and like how to get from point A to point B in the most like rhythmic way possible.
You don't think she's a regular at Club 60?
I don't know. I guess
Okay.
there are scenes where like that kind of logic applies, but I
Yeah.
would say overall the movie is not like, it's not a musical, you know?
Yeah.
People don't break into song to like tell you how they feel about things or like move the plot forward. But the movie does fall into these moments of like, well, we need a song to happen, or like there is a coordinated dance that happens.
Yeah. Music is instrumental in the storytelling of this movie, but with the exception of his piano, like swooning of her, none of the songs progress the story.
And I don't even know if that one progresses it the way a musical would. It's more just like he sings a nice song and she's like, maybe there's more to this guy than.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the same point would be during the dance number during Voices. They're dancing and trying to talk within that, but they're not singing it. You know, they're not really doing a choreographed thing. Dan, any key takeaways on your first viewing?
Yeah, to echo Kron, I did see the comment of this is a musical, and I'm on it's not as well. So I think we're all on the same page there.
What'd you think about the violence in this movie?
Not enough.
Wow. Okay.
See, I would almost agree with Dan here. It's like once you bring Savage Streets to the pod, it's kind of hard to go to Tuff Turf and be like, oh, this is scary stuff happening. I've seen way worse, dude.
It kind of reminds me of Streets of Fire almost.
Yeah.
None of these kids would survive 2 minutes in the Savage Streets, dude.
Or Black Roses.
I would say this is kind of the in-between. If Streets of Fire is on one side and Savage Streets is on the other, Tuff Turf's kind of in the middle. Like, it's kind of a rock and roll fable, but it's not as dingy and dirty as Savage Streets.
I would agree.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
This there's just something about this. Like, the music fucking cuts to the core to me. The Love Hate song by Marianne Faithfull. I hear that synth and that percussion, and I'm just fucking transported to another time. Like, I don't know. It is a movie that I will watch the entirety of the credit, like montage, to then sit through the proper credits so I get the instrumental version of Love Hates. I don't know what it is. There's very little about this movie where I'm like, maybe tweak that a little bit. You know, maybe show the dogs a little earlier in the movie. Okay. Maybe have one less time of Frankie thinking that he's rich, especially after she's been to his house. Just tweak a few things, but it's so strange to me that this isn't up there with like Karate Kid or, other fucking, I don't know. This is my Pretty in Pink, maybe.
Yeah, it is weird that this isn't more like, I mean, it's cult, but like not cult, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's approachable cult.
Dan, do you have like a teen movie that you would, like a Pretty in Pink or a Tuff Turf?
Yeah. I don't think you want to hear the title of it, Kron.
He asked you.
It's called Rumblefish.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's not. I think that's in a different category.
No, it's not.
What's yours, Kron?
I'd probably say Better Off Dead.
Fuck.
I watched that one a ton when I think that was one of the first DVDs I ever bought.
I remember watching that young and thinking, oh, so all these thoughts of suicide that I'm having, like, they are funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that they're kind of funny, and I'm told they're not supposed to be, but these are funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's also, it's a teen movie where a guy talks about killing himself all the time, and then a hamburger dances.
That hamburger scene, man, stops the movie cold for me.
It looks, it doesn't look good, but It is funny that those two things are in a movie together.
Yeah.
I'd say if you're going like mainstream teen, I'd probably go Weird Science.
I never seen that one.
You've never seen Weird Science?
No.
Kron would fucking love Weird Science.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bones,
Maybe.
you?
Yeah.
Well, no, you got a teen movie. Tough
Tough
Turf?
Turf.
I would say Tuff Turf, yeah. Vision Quest meant a lot to me when I was in high school. This dude's a wrestler and he's boning this bad chick. I got a thing for bad chicks. Don't you know that? It's kind of my thing and it kind of fucks me up. All right, let's get into it. I'm stoked. I hope you guys are excited.
I'm always
think there's-
excited to be here.
I think there's some fun stuff in this to riff on.
I think
We've
there's
gone
some,
on long enough.
some fun stuff. I think there's one giant plot hole that we can discuss when we get there.
Okay, yeah, please bring it up. I also didn't want it to be like I was super sensitive about it. You know, I wanted to, when I mentioned that there's a few tweaks, I can totally see it. Watch this again with my wife. I said, this came out the week I was born. And she goes, oh. And I said, what was that? I'm like, are you not having fun? She's like, well, I like that you like it.
That means they don't like it.
Fucking cut me to the core.
I mean, it's a pretty, I don't know. I could see showing, a lady this, but like I've watched a lot worse stuff.
Yeah.
You've had
like-
a lot worse movies.
I mean, this seems like a thing where it's like, yeah, I think, most people wouldn't find this enjoyable.
I mean, compared to last week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We open. Love-hate starts. Marianne Faithfull. Dan, do you recognize Marianne Faithfull's voice?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I believe that she does the backing vocals on a very famous Metallica song.
One?
No.
Oh.
Think of a Metallica song with a lady.
Oh, the memory remains. Na 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 na.
Yep.
We had to do that vocal at the concert, which I'm still waiting for that check.
And I was proud to do it. I'll do it again. Come back and do one again, but this time no technical issues on the guitar solo, please.
Yeah.
People say what they want about Lars. He was a little off timing a few times, but the guy, it's like 70 years old, fucking playing those tracks.
I got to see Metallica for
I've
2
eased up.
minutes.
I've eased up on poor Lars. All right, we see James Spader. He's riding around the streets of L.A. It's night. Beautiful montage. The streets look incredible. We got street sweepers blowing shit off, neon signs.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the street signs. The streets have no names.
Yeah, U2 started in the 80s, Dan. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't listen to that band. That's why I didn't get that reference.
You really don't know the streets have...
No, I know Sunday Bloody Sunday and Beautiful Day.
Wow.
Oof.
It's about 30 years in between those.
I'm sorry, I heard the two songs. I heard those two songs, and I was like, I don't need anything in between these two.
Throw Joshua Tree on the next time you go on a road trip with your
I'm
wife.
good, dude.
Come on.
Throw
I don't-
That's a
Octane
good
Baby
record.
on,
I
man.
don't need you two. There's enough good music out there.
I can't believe you only know 2 U2 songs.
How many do you know?
I know a lot.
Do you like you?
We're not playing. This
Do
is
we
Tough
really wanna
Turf
play-
time.
you don't
This
wanna
is
play
not
this
YouTube.
game?
Yeah.
Don't turn my game onto me.
I'm just asking, do you like them? Yes or no?
Yes, I like U2.
You see some goons posted up at a nightstand. All right. Presumably looking for a Sly Stallone Playgirl.
Yeah, God.
One of them's tagging. Get used to this. This guy's just a trigger for Kron. He's tagging with his paint, endless amount of paint this kid's got.
He probably huffs a little, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he does it.
Now, across the street is a cocktail lounge. Around the corner, see this hot blonde. This guy comes out of the cocktail lounge. This blonde approaches. She asks this guy if he's got change for a $5. He's like, "You're a little young to be out here by
It looks
yourself."
like he has exactly 6 ones. I don't know why they mug him later.
Yeah, he pulls out his little stack of cash, and she's like,
easily stack.
and she says, "It's on," by signaling to another girl around a corner holding a giant beer. Her
Yeah,
taking
they-
a swig of this beer is the signal.
They made
Giant
$6.
Yeah.
$6 off this heist.
These toughs come over, and they hold this fucking guy up. But Spader, our hero, he rides up. He grabs that beer from the signaler, shakes it up. While he's shaking it up, he kicks another guy. He dodges a blow. And then with the foam of the beer, rain from heaven fucking sprays the 2 guys that are holding this poor dude down, one of them being the guy with the fucking spray paint. Guy with the spray paint fucking unloads, shoots our main goon's face all red. Another guy grabs like a fucking car antenna, swipes at our hero, just slices the back of his jacket, but our hero drives off. Our blonde is like, "Who is this fucking guy?"
You killed the guy with as much as you shook that beer.
Oh, yeah. That I shook right now while I was doing that whole thing?
You shook that beer a lot. I like it, though.
I
Leads you
really,
into the movie.
really wanted to emphasize that he was shaking the beer, just to you guys. And like Kron said, they did pocket the cash because the guy runs away, but it was like $7.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, there is you can't understand something he says to the girl here, to Frankie. But he's there because his car's in the shop across the street. That's why I'm here.
Oh, I thought he was there to fucking pound some cocktails or an all-night poker game like Clint.
He dropped
and
his
the
car
Gauntlet.
off.
Like Shockley.
Yeah, that's his name.
Shaftly.
Real memorable movie, huh? The next morning, we see Morgan. This is James Spader. I will refer to him interchangeably throughout the movie. He shows off his aim by shooting a roach on the wall.
He's got
He's got
2
these
dart guns.
Sweet dart guns, man.
They're pretty cool.
And he's
Who
fucking
would've-
ripped. He looks good. He's like 25 at the time.
Who would have thought that in 1985, Robert Downey Jr. would also win an Oscar for another movie that featured Albert Einstein?
Whoa.
Yeah. There's no other connections to anything else Robert Downey Jr. has ever done in this movie whatsoever. So that's it.
What movie are you talking about?
The best picture of this year, Kron,
Oh, Oppenheimer?
or last year. Yeah.
All right.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was okay. It's okay at best.
It's no tough turf.
Yeah, it's no tough turf. I would agree.
The explosion kind of sucks. I'll say that. I think we all agree.
I mean, you had been out of the movie for 10 minutes and you called me, and the first thing you said was, "Did I miss something with that fucking explosion?" I was like, this is why you and I are friends, buddy. All right. Now, while Morgan's getting ready for school, the maid is on the phone with somebody.
No, that's his mom.
What?
No, that's his mom.
This is
Okay.
his mom.
Talking about dropping a few hints about Morgan's past, okay? Maybe he's a little bit of a troublemaker. I don't know. From what I've seen, he's a fucking hero. I don't know if I'm supposed to believe this lady.
He's a misunderstood hero.
Yeah. Morgan's ready for school. He rides outside. His dad pulls up in a taxi, presumably working the night shift. Dad says, "Hey, it's first day of school. You're going to be late." Morgan takes off.
All time sad dad here, dude.
He's
Good,
got a
good
sweet
movie
cab.
dad, though. Sweet cab, trying to provide for his family. Tough
He
son,
does-
tough
he does
SOB,
have-
man.
He has some good lines later when he's talking to Morgan.
Yep.
Like some real, like genuinely nice things he says to him.
Yeah. He loves his son. You can see.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the maid, whose love maybe goes little lopsided.
Is he like did she marry that guy and like Morgan is only that guy's kid? I kind of got the like stepmom vibe from her, but it could just be that the other son is so like different.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
She's got her favorite.
Yeah. We cut to the coolest high school of all time.
It's pretty dope.
Kids are having a fucking blast. You know, everybody's in their respective clique. Did you guys notice the part where there's like a guy with a briefcase kind of walking with a limp and like 4 other kids get in a line behind him and start doing the same walk? The boom boxes get progressively bigger in each shot of the montage too.
Can we bring boom boxes back?
No.
Why not?
We've had this conversation fucking before.
No, we haven't, have we?
Yes. Keep your music to yourself. All
I
right?
think the boombox is cool, dude.
Okay. Well, buy one and I'll bring Joshua Tree over.
I mean, they've got like, I have like a Bluetooth
You're going to get
speaker.
beat up.
Is that the same thing?
No, because it's got to be like, you got to see it, man.
I could put
But-
it on my shoulder.
Listen, dude, somebody comes up and tells me to turn off my U2. I'm throwing on How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. And that dude's bringing me a fucking 12-pack. Okay?
It's actually had a Dismantle an Atomic Bomb is actually a decent U2 album.
Yeah.
If you say, let me put on this YouTube, they're going to beat the shit out of you, dude.
Is that the one with Vertigo on it?
Yeah.
There you go, Kron.
But
You
I
know,
thi-
3 songs
I
now.
think the record before, is it Beautiful Day?
Yeah,
the
it
one
was
that-
Beautiful
yeah.
Day. And then after
That's-
that is No Line on the Horizon, I think.
Yeah, which gets better.
It's a decent U2 album as well. Wow.
They fall victim into that. They're very front loaded with the singles, Kron.
Okay.
But if you stay for side B, I feel like those are the more earwormy things. You're like,
I think
okay.
I think they fall into that thing where all their music is shit. I think that's more the problem.
Yeah,
that
I'm
they
sitting here
have
fucking
than
defending
They
U2.
front load their albums.
Luckiest fucking band of all time.
How do you not know? I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
I don't know. It just it washes over me, dude. And then
It's good.
And then the Classics radio station puts on Rolling Stones, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude.
Nah,
Now we
I
got good music coming.
I take
on.
U2 over Rolling Stones. I know.
take the Stones.
I know. Sorry.
Stones all the way, baby.
All right, the goons from the night before, they're hanging out in the parking lot, and their main leader guy, Nick, he is fucking dreaming. He is salivating. Whoa, what I would do if I could catch that guy from last night.
That guy who cheated us out of $7.
God damn, they still got the $7. I mean, I guess the worst thing he did to him was it resulted in him getting spray paint in the face.
Shouldn't he still have some on his face?
Is
This
this
is-
guy in fucking
this-
high school?
This is 80s spray paint. It's not sticking to shit, dude. This is a problem. If they really wanted like graffiti to not get bad, they shouldn't have developed really good spray paint.
Mm-hmm.
What were we saying?
Yeah,
Dan?
Rust-Oleum ruined America.
Ruined a lot of
Did you
people's
ask,
lives.
is Nick in school? Is he in
Yeah.
this school?
Is he in high school?
I believe so. You never actually see him in a classroom or anything.
Well, he does say, like, we're going to school today,
Yeah.
boys.
So Morgan pulls up. He's stopped by a security guard who's like, you can't fucking ride your bike on campus. And man, we instantly jump to Morgan's fucking sarcasm. He's like, I just wanted to take a quick ride through history. And the security guard's like, well, fucking walk it over the bike rack. And Morgan's like, you ever shoot anybody with that thing? And this security guard, he's uncomfortable with that. How dare this kid approach the subject of violence to me a security guard.
And at this point, I'm like, Bones loves this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be able to ride your bike up to the bike rack?
Yeah,
It
but
isn't-
I think he's a little further. He was trying to get further into the campus, I think. What's important here, though, is that the goons, they fucking see him. Holy shit, that's the guy. The gang all like kind of corral up and they're like, what are we doing? And Nick's like, oh, I think we're going to school. Because what they normally do is they just drive up and then they decide whether or not they're going to go in that day.
That's what I did.
No, you didn't. You were there every day, dude.
That's what I do at work, too. I'm like,
I know you
So I
were there
really
every
wanna
day
fucking-
because I was there every day and I saw you every day.
See, I do the opposite. I come home from work and I sit in the car in the driveway like, am I going in?
to the house.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I love I'm just going to stay here for 5 minutes.
What are you
Listen-
doing out there?
listen.
Finishing a podcast.
Oh, I see. That's the great thing about being a Tool fan. Because I'll be like, oh, it was the end of Parabola. And she's like, okay. She just rolled her eyes. Okay. Sorry, babe. It's Tempest. 17-minute song.
You're on a lateralis kick again?
Yeah.
God damn it.
But it's
Listen
actually like, we walk the night.
Shh. Quit getting ahead.
It's actually
Quit
what we're
getting
listening
ahead.
to out there.
I'd rock Tool today when I mowed the grass.
Fuck yeah, dude. We see Goldie Wilson from Back to the Future.
Hell yeah.
Hey, girl. I know
I'm
a
gonna
show
clean
that
up this
did
town.
that movie.
He's trying to get out of biology class on account of his sinus infection. Funny line from the counselor or the administrator here. She's like, well, your mother can take the class for you. Somebody must be in your seat. But
Numbers, man, that's all it is.
Morgan's sitting outside of the principal's office, and he's a reader, dude. Reading through his sunglasses. God damn, could he get any fucking cooler?
He's reading?
Shakespeare?
No. What's The Road by Jack?
Kerouac?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, because the principal
He
says
says
something about
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare later because he's looking at his records.
Yeah.
So while he's sitting outside the office getting ready to be called in by the principal, though, we see a young Robert Downey just hanging out. He's kind of eyeing Morgan a little bit. He stops and he's flirting with this girl, and he asks this girl, like, hey, let me see your blade. He knows she's got a knife. She's like, okay, reluctant, but gives it to him. This will be important for later. Morgan gets called into the principal's office. Principal's like, can you take your fucking glasses off? I want to see who I'm talking to here. Just a really well-written exposition here. Hey, you're a smart kid. You got aptitude for reading and writing, but you've been kicked out of one of the best prep schools in the country. I'm putting my foot down right now. I got my hands full with the real fucking losers. I don't have time for the guys that are capable that act like losers. All right? Morgan gets the memo. Cut to a history class.
I would agree, though. It is like better exposition than you normally get in these movies.
Mm-hmm. It's quick. It's to the point. Morgan doesn't have to say much. You have somebody else explaining it. Textbook.
Well, and he is just kind of like, this is not like your old school. Like, there are actual dumb, shitty people here that,
yeah.
like, I have to deal with 24/7, so I don't need it from you.
And the principal sitting at his desk, like, he looks disheveled. He doesn't, like, get up from his desk and walk around and sit on the front and, you know, talk about his appearance and what this school, you know, it's just direct. And that's what you would believe at, like, this rough LA school in the 80s.
Mm.
Which I also related to. Every time I got in trouble, it was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I don't think we need that Morgan is smart
yeah.
and that he reads Shakespeare and all that shit.
You need him to be counter to Nick and crew.
He's a guy that just goes to school every day.
Would you
That's all
rather
we need.
that he just fucking spoke in mysteries and drove a motorcycle?
Yeah, and showed up.
Okay.
Wasted
every
everybody's
6
time.
months. He reigns.
We're in history class. I guess they're watching the beginning of Tombstone.
Oh, that's
Some-
exactly what I thought, dude.
Some black and white like explanation of the Cowboys. Just open fucking gunfights. Nobody's paying attention.
His name was Wyatt or...
Yeah. The red bandanas of the Cowboys. All right. Morgan, not paying attention. He's reading. Whatever he's reading, he's having a blast. RDJ sitting right behind him. He pulls out this knife. Blade pops out. State of the art. Well, it startles Morgan. He kind of ducks. Teacher comes over, gives him some shit. Morgan tells RDJ, like, hey, man, fucking be careful. Don't cut your balls off. All right. RDJ, he's fucking smitten. He's like, here, take this. And he's like, what? This is a show of friendship. Take this, man. It's all over the school about you and Nick. Who the fuck is Nick? After class, RDJ, he invites Morgan to come see his band that night.
It's not Ben Affleck and Reindeer Games, I'll tell you that much.
That's a good callback, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have to really pay attention in this scene because there is an obvious 30-year-old woman who's playing a high school student wearing one of the most provocative outfits. I mean, I would have flunked out of school if girls were wearing what this lady is wearing.
I mean,
Nonetheless.
maybe when your generation was in high school. I don't know, dude. This looked normal to me.
Well, you're a few years younger. You get, your girls had more hormones in the milk.
Mm-hmm.
So
They certainly did.
all right. So is this
Ate a lot of red meat.
yeah. Is Morgan's first day of school a Friday?
That was a Monday.
And they're having a fucking warehouse concert on a Monday? No wonder all these
LA, baby.
no wonder these kids are struggling. All right. Nick goes to get his bike, but it ain't in the fucking bike rack. It's being ridden around by Nick and Frankie.
Fuck.
Frankie's the blonde from earlier. She'll come in more later. We're not gonna, whatever.
Kim Richards.
Nick's Camaro. I think it's a Camaro. Might be a Chevelle. Cruising around. Fucking Mustang. Doing wheelies. Everybody's having a fucking blast. RDJ stops Nick, or he's trying to stop Morgan from confronting Nick. Morgan walks right up to him. Nick's, hey, man. Just trying it out, dude. Trying it out. Frankie's riding on the handlebars and shit. They're just taunting him. A lot of like back and forth to the crowd. This crowd sucks. Nick and Frankie are like, should we give it back to him? People are like, no. There's a lot of F-bombs in this movie, too.
Yeah, where's this security guard at?
Yeah, where's his gun?
Where is that guy?
Get your gun. Anyway, Morgan's got balls.
I guess he only works like the arrival of the students.
Well, maybe his like his jurisdiction doesn't extend into the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's working the cafeteria. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, he's over on the side yelling for everyone to come back on the campus so he can do something about it.
I mean, if it was anything like my school, or our school rather, the most hectic part of the day was them trying to get you on the bus after school. Mm-hmm. We had every fucking vice principal out there just screaming at kids to get on the bus. All right, but Morgan's got balls. He walks right up to Nick and Frankie. Nick's holding the bike up in the air. Whatever. Drops it on the ground. Morgan picks it up. He starts to walk away. Now, one of the guys in the Camaro, he takes off down the parking lot, and he comes back playing chicken with Morgan. Now, Morgan had already dodged the car one time on the way over there, but he stands his ground this time. He stands right next to the bike. The guy swerves just right at the end, hits the bike. Bike goes fucking flying. Crowd's laughing. Frankie, Nick, they're laughing it up. It's fucked. Morgan picks the shit up.
Look like just the front
off.
wheel. I mean, you can replace the wheel.
Did he hold like the brake down? Like, did you see that
Yeah,
shot where
he
he
holds
holds
the brake?
I think it's more of like a panic, kind of like fuck sort of reaction too.
Because I was like, why did they show that? Like, is it not going to move or something. And then, yeah, it just goes flying.
Well, maybe he thought the brakes were just so good that it would actually stop the Camaro.
I mean, it's a $2,000
nice
bike.
It's a nice
in 1985.
Is that with inflation or by inflation? Would it be
Kron,
2000?
what is $2,000 in 1985?
I think it's 500.
That's what the mom said.
No, she says 2,000.
She says
She
500.
says 500.
I swear to God, she says $2,000.
I mean, I have it written as 500.
What year did this movie come out?
1985.
1985.
I'll look up
Yeah.
the
So while you're
inflation
looking that up, we cut to Morgan trying to fix the bike in his bedroom. He's been at it for hours. The mom comes in. She's immediately like, "What happened?" Doesn't ask if he's okay. You know, she's like,
It's
"Well,
85.
yeah." And he's like, "It's fine. It's okay." She's like, "What are you talking about? It's fine. Your bike is in pieces. It's a $500 bike. Did they even have insurance?" And he's like, "Mom, fucking, this isn't Connecticut. Nobody has fucking insurance."
$500 in 1985 is roughly $1,500 today.
That's a lot. That's an expensive ass bike.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice bike.
I thought you said $2,000.
I think she says 5. I mean, you get
Discord, hit us up.
no,
It's 500. It's
nobody's
500.
nobody's watching this, even though it is available. Pretty good rip on Amazon Prime.
That's
And
how I
Tubi.
watched. I didn't have any ads at all.
Yeah, I think it was Prime, not freebie shit. like we talked
Prime now has ads.
about. Oh, like in the front loaded ads.
I don't know how they do it, but I didn't have any at all.
Okay. Well, thank fucking Christ. So, how many would you take? 2 days to watch it?
Me?
Yeah.
I watched 2 days.
It's understandable with his situation. You can't.
I know. That's
Judge
why it's
him for
that's
that.
why it's funny to me. He knows I'm kidding.
How many days did it take you to watch Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven?
I'm pretty sure I was given a disclaimer during the after showers to take my time with it, and I heeded the advice of my fucking friend.
It was a Band-Aid. And yes.
The dad, as we know,
Yes.
works at night. So with all this fucking screaming, he comes into Morgan's room. He's like, "What is going on?"
He's a real Travis Bickle, this guy.
Yeah.
That
Dad
would have
tells
been
Morgan,
so cool if he was like, I got to get stronger. 100 push-ups, 100 pull-ups. Things are getting bad out there.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, Dad, I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Are you talking to me? I don't see anybody else around.
that joke would have killed in the 80s. People still loved the Taxi Driver reference.
They still do.
No, it's Joker now, dude.
Is everything this a Scorsese movie?
Everybody's watching Joker and listening to U2. I don't understand people anymore, dude.
Like you said, it's getting rough out there.
I don't get it.
All right,
Don't get this world.
the dad asked Morgan if he can start to be a little bit more understanding of the maid, and Morgan's like, "Dude, I've been trying at that my whole fucking life. All right."
We all have.
That night, the concert, Jim Carroll on stage, RDJ on drums. They are rocking this warehouse, okay? Now, Morgan, without a bike, he's got to walk. On the way there, this lucky fuck, he comes across a Porsche with the fucking keys in it.
9/11, baby.
Yeah.
Never
SC.
forget.
Well, this was the
Never forget
year.
your keys in the car.
1985 was the last year of the was supposed to be the last year of the 9/11. So this was still had the motor in the back. So safety was going on, and they're like, that's not going to work. So next year they were going to do one with the motor in the front. But this sold so good that they kept the 911.
What's the matter?
Unfortunate for Paul Walker.
What's that?
Why is it unsafe if it's in the back?
Because if you, the handling wasn't quite there, and then also if you hit something, that fucking motor's flying right through you.
I mean, well, if you hit something, isn't the motor coming back at you?
It's coming through you.
Yeah,
That's
but
what that's what the crumple is for in the front. Yeah.
Right.
I get what you're saying, but a supercar like that, where they're trying to keep weight down, it's not really designed to really hold anything in place if it were to fucking wreck.
Mm-hmm.
But also a big thing was rear wheel drive, all the weight's in the back. Your handling is fucking shit. Yeah.
Well, you got more weight sitting over the tires that are driving the vehicle, though.
Yeah, which means less weight over the tires that are steering the vehicle.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Same car was also featured in Risky Business.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys going back and forth. I mean, like the new Corvettes now they're more of like a mid-motor because they kind of finally figured that out. Remember in Ferrari, like one of his engineers was like, we really got to look at a rear because they could get a little bit more speed. And his thing was like, no, the ox always pulls the cart. So, but then we figured out all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive, and it's not as bad.
We're car guys. We're U2 guys.
I'm okay. It's
I'm
like
not a
5DR.
U2 guy.
you're gonna be.
Fuck that, dude.
It's 4 guys, not just one dude.
Yeah. And live, it's 5 guys, but you can't see him.
You telling me you think The Edge is cool?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I'm The Edge.
Of
It's
this
ridiculous.
podcast, no, you are the Adam Clayton. Dan is the Edge.
Are you
think-
Bono?
And
You're
I'm the-
Bono?
No, I'm the Larry Mullen Jr.
Who's the Bono of the pod?
There's only one Bono, dude.
I think we can get him.
No.
Hey, Discord, sound off. Hashtag I'm the Bono of 5DR.
No, the hot take is going to be, can't believe Bones says U2 over Rolling Stones.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
That is
I
crazy.
could see Discord going U2.
Listen, I respect the Rolling Stones. I just don't know what it is for Keith Richards being like a guitar master. When I think of the Rolling Stones, I don't think guitar. And that's dumb, but because when you listen to it, you're like, oh, there's really good guitar here, but it's not at the forefront. It's like subdued in the mixes always. I don't know what it is. But there's so many other bands I would take over the Rolling Stones. Sorry.
All right, well, you try to do enough speed to kill a racehorse and see how well you play the guitar.
All right, Morgan shows up finally to the warehouse. Everybody, they're fucking, it's awesome. I think this is,
It's so weird to watch him play guitar. Because it's just, he's very like, I don't know. It's weird. That's all I watched the whole time I watched him was Keith Richards.
well, I can imagine it because I've seen Johnny Depp play guitar. So it's just that better, right?
Like live?
Yeah, I was shitting in a bed and he came in and
Hey man, you want to hear this song? It's a nice log.
yeah.
She's really gonna be freaked
You
out
remind
when
me
she
of
wakes
something.
up.
No, I think I watched a Marilyn Manson performance that he came out and played guitar with him. And he's got that like low guitar kind of swing. Triple the scarves. Okay, Morgan shows
His
up. Like I'm
fashion's
trying to
terrible.
say, Jim Carroll, I think this is It's Too Late. Good tune. I think only 3 strings on that bassist's bass.
There's one bassist that has a 3-string bass, and there's another bassist with a 4-string bass.
Okay. It is a bass heavy tune. It's a thumper, dude. Love
Jim
this.
Carroll didn't play the guitar, but he was forced to play the guitar for this movie.
Yeah. And he's playing it Kurt and Jimmy style. It's a right-handed.
Yeah. Yeah,
And he
strung upside down.
Yeah.
He pretends like he's gonna throw it out at one point. You're
Well,
"Ah."
his 2 lines of dialogue too, it also looks like he's reading off a cue card. So
The music, I feel like the song is pretty cool. It's kind of like a new wavy punk thing almost.
yeah.
I guess they were kind of like a big like college like rock radio. College radio was getting pretty big at this point, and they were like a big deal to be in this movie, from what I was reading.
All right.
Like people who died, I guess they're upset about it. Should have been just not in a car playing on the radio,
Yeah.
because that's also a Jim Carroll band as well.
That's the song from the movie that Sam says she's heard before. And I was like, really? Because I feel like I had heard It's Too Late. Like I've heard that on like the radio, or maybe like on Sirius or some shit. All right. So Morgan shows up, but also who shows up is the fucking goon's girlfriends. Fucking Frankie, the little feral kid from Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, and some other chick who's not that important. They start
Feather.
rocking out.
She will be.
Yeah. Band takes a break. RDJ, it's not that he drops a drumstick, it's that he gets his fucking chain wallet stuck on one of the drums as he's trying to exit and it fucking falls over. Funny thing with him where he's like trying to get off stage and like this older looking lady with gray hair kind of steps in front of him.
I don't think that's a lady, dude.
Totally unnecessary, but very funny. He kind of, I think he says like, I like your dress or something, and
Nice
kind of
skirt.
blows her off. He hooks up with Morgan. Morgan's hanging out with Jimmy is RDJ's character's name, and Pete Carroll. Or keep saying Pete, but it's Jim Carroll.
Pete Carroll is the
Yeah.
football coach.
Okay, that's why. So Jim comes over and he's like, "Where's this guy from?" Connecticut. Oh yeah, what'd you used to do out there? We would go hang out at the yacht clubs on
Connecticut, New
Sundays.
York?
Yeah.
Whoa. The movie
is
that
a
takes
real
place
city.
inside of a building, inside of a warehouse, inside of a movie?
The building's being built with the cities inside of it?
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
We would never finish that episode. It'd be constant start the pod's over.
Yeah. And
I
that
don't
movie
ever-
would deserve it.
I don't ever want to watch that movie again.
They go back up on stage.
And
They
I'm
start
sorry,
playing
Greg.
voices. Now, this is what Kron mentioned, where most of the crowd starts a choreographed dance sequence. Morgan spots Frankie. She tries to bolt real quick. He kind of grabs her, pulls her onto the dance floor. He's like, "What's your name?" She's like fighting him off. You know, it's feisty. It's fun. Other people are coming in
Illegal.
and cutting in. Yeah, it's wrong, but we're going to move on, okay? She did try to like rob, or she robbed a guy, you know. But
She might have been into that guy.
there's a connection, okay? Nick and his goons show up. Nick is having a fucking blast, dude. He's yelling at JC. He's rocking out with his fucking beer. One of his goons spots Morgan and Frankie dancing. Nick's like, "What the fuck? Well, go. I'm enjoying the music too much. Go get my girlfriend." Finally, Frankie gets away. Morgan runs after her outside. 2 goons come up. They jump his ass. And they get him up against the wall. Nick comes up, starts talking shit. Payment for services rendered. Kicks him in the balls. They take his car keys, man. They hop in the Porsche and they drive off. Jimmy comes out. He's like, fucking sucks they took your car. And he's like, "I don't have a car, man." Nick and crew instantly fucking pulled over. At school. Now, is this Monday or is this the next day, Tuesday? Like, are they doing this on a school night?
This is Tuesday.
God damn. Okay.
It's LA, baby.
All right. At his locker, Frankie approaches Morgan. She says, "You're fucking dead meat when Nick gets out of jail, dude." He opens his locker. There's a fucking dead rat in there.
Whoa.
It's bleeding all over his Shakespeare's. What the hell?
Obviously not in Chicago, dude.
Yeah. Cut to Morgan's house. His brother, Brian, he's there having a fucking charcuterie fucking smorgasbord with the maid, talking about doing some shit as a hoity-toity lawyer. Morgan comes out. He's like, hey, bro, can I borrow your car? Brian's like, yeah, I'm going to take mother out to the fucking opera or some shit. Movies, I think he says.
To the movies, yeah.
And Morgan's like, well, then fuck off. Takes off.
I don't understand this concept. They move from Connecticut because the family business goes under
I was going to bring this up too.
Okay.
to a more expensive city.
To possibly the most expensive city to live in.
And they have a son who's a lawyer that's not helping him out and letting his dad drive a cab at night.
I think Brian is already out there. I think Brian lives out there. They move out there. Probably as like, let's get away, a fresh start for Morgan. Them going to LA is probably not the smartest choice. I would say, like, because later on we find out that the dad was a real estate agent or something, and he's taken the real estate licensing for California. I think it was probably like, we got a little bit of savings. Let's move out there where Brian is, and we'll get set up. I'll work a cab at night, driving a cab at night. I don't know what the maid does during the day, but
Cleans.
Cleans houses.
oh
Duh.
shit, okay. That's a mom's job.
Weird. Strange.
It's just confusing.
She doesn't get paid for it.
Yeah,
But
you think we'd figure shit out like doing the show for so long? Anyway,
We are movie guys.
Brian kind of confronts Morgan like, hey, dude, why are you giving the maid such a hard time? Brian, like they put you through a good school. He's like, fuck, dude, I didn't ever want to go to those schools in the first place. He walks off. Now, while he's brooding around town, as he does, Nick's brown Chevy fucking pulls up, instantly stops, turns around because it sees Morgan. Morgan takes off.
In
Through
5D
some-
Army, I will say that this is a shit stained brown. Like, it looks like a turd.
Yeah. But it is,
This Camaro.
it's still a sweet ass car.
it's still
dude.
sweet,
I mean,
and it is a perfect fucking choice to be this bad guy's car.
Yeah, it works, but it is shit brown.
it looks like he just primed, like he took it down to primer at some point and has never repainted it.
Yeah. So this car is chasing Morgan through these alleys. Guys, did it appear to you like the car got stuck on a milk crate
When he's at the gate
Yeah.
at
or
one
the
point?
fence.
Yeah, I don't know what I was like, okay, is he being soft with it, or were 80s milk crates just fucking
last.
indestructible? Like
Yeah,
indestructible,
strong as shit,
yeah.
dude.
Like buses in 77.
Hell yeah. Guys, it's not Nick driving this car, it's fucking Jimmy. How are you? He says
Got
when he
me,
gets out.
man.
He gives Morgan shit for like, your pants are still dry. Morgan's like,
Nice shit.
WTF, why you got his car? He was like, well,
Yeah,
when
don't look at the back of them.
Yeah. When Nick got locked up, he called Jimmy's brother to pick up his car. Jimmy intercepted it. Morgan takes the keys. He's fucking driving. They take off. Now they're driving around. They're cruising. They're bonding. I love this relationship with them. Like, they're kindred spirits. Morgan's like, my parents aren't bad. Whatever. I fucked up in school. I don't really give a shit. Jimmy goes on about like, my brother was in a gang, so my mom kind of swore off, or kind of banned me from ever being in a gang. They're getting along.
Shouldn't she have banned all her children from being in gangs?
Nah, you try one and then you learn, right?
It just
Make
seems
better
like the
on two.
rational.
Yeah.
I'm telling my first no gangs.
Mine's already in a game.
If Tuff Turf taught me anything.
She fucking carrying a crossbow up there.
Yeah. Well, Frankie, the feral kid, and the other girl, they're trying to enjoy a nice burger. Frankie's upset
Feather.
that Nick's locked up. Feral girl's giving her shit like, how she gets when she's not getting any.
Feather. Her name is Feather.
Dude, look, pull up a fucking photo of the feral kid from Road Warrior and tell me that does not look. Her name is not in my notes at all. It is Feral Kid. Get used to it.
Kron, oddly enough, has a lot of connection to her. We'll find out.
I have connection to
Yes,
Feather
you
the
do.
Feral Girl.
To the actress?
Yep.
What is it?
Is she in a
We'll
diploma
find out,
movie or
baby.
something? Okay.
Fine, we got to give the listener something to look forward to.
Yeah, is she the chick in Raising Cane?
She's a girl that you used to date, the Hollywood actress.
What?
I just made that up. You'll see. I'll get there. We'll get there upon further research.
Dan, that was like the hamburger scene of Better Off Dead. Just like brought the show.
To a screeching halt.
Nah, you're doing great.
Are we
All right.
taking a pee break?
Soon.
Okay.
The Camaro pulls up. Frankie gets excited. Fucking Nick's out of jail. Forces a feral kid to come with her. They hop in the car without even looking. Once they're in the car, she's like, "You, what the fuck?" Now the feral kid, she's fucking stoked because they've peppered in up to this point. She's got a thing for Jimmy, and now she's in the back of Nick's car with the fucking drummer of Jim Carroll's band.
Are they
Hell
fucking
yeah.
back there?
I think they're just
Probably.
making out.
She's
There's probably some
at least-
finger action.
Yeah, fingering her, right?
Yeah, that's okay. It's not fucking though.
Oh, whoa, Kron.
What?
You can say finger action. You can't say fingering. All right, we'll say fingering. We're bringing fingering back here.
Half a dozen, bro.
Fingering's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah. When was the last time you just fingered? You know? Just for them.
I can't discuss that here. That's my other pod, Romantic Laundry Dan. Tune in every Tuesday.
LD After Dark.
Yeah. We take live phone calls. Stop calling, George.
Yeah, come on the pod. We'll finger you.
Yeah, we record in a Camaro.
Fingering is like that's a terrible thing, right?
What?
It's not terrible. It's
What are
just
you talking about?
It's not terrible. It's just the wording of it. Like, I fingered her.
What else are you supposed? I gave her the digit. I knuckle fucked her. What?
Yeah, what do you want it
Yeah.
to be, Dan?
I guess knuckle fuck is worse than fingering.
I fuckled her.
I went 2 knuckles in, baby.
Yeah, you're still right with the Lord. All right, Morgan's like, "Hey, I just want to get to know you." She's like, "There's nothing to get to know, okay?" And they're driving around. He's just trying to get her to fucking talk. Now, while Jimmy's making out with Feral Kid, he's like periodically popping up like, "Let it go, dude. Like you fuck with her, you fuck with Nick. Like leave it." And Frankie's doing the same, like drop it. Feral Kid, she's like pro Frankie hooking up with Morgan. So it's a fun little dynamic. They keep driving around. We see them. They end up in fucking Beverly Hills.
That's where I want to be.
Living in Beverly Hills.
You hear me?
Morgan
you know that
spots.
song, but you can't name another U2
Oh,
song?
dude, Weezer crushes, dude.
Oh, God, I fucking hate Weezer.
No, I could probably name you 2 Weezer songs.
I think that's probably the thing people are gonna dislike Dan.
Fuck Weezer. Come at me. I'll fucking I'll tell you to fuck off all day long. I don't care.
He spots a country club
Get that Discord.
and he's like, "Wait a minute, it's Friday. That's fucking Junior's night. I got a way for us to get a free meal out of this." They park. Frankie is a little resistant at first, but Morgan starts telling everybody, clean up a little bit, button up your shirts, fix your hair, put these sunglasses on. He gives his sweater to Frankie. She's like fucking obviously malnutrition because she's like, it's heavy. It's a fucking sweater.
Yeah, you can't wear an article of clothing.
Jesus Christ.
Brittle bones on Frankie, dude.
She's like, how do I wear this? Normally I wear stuff by inserting it. Morgan's like, no, insertion is not wearing. Wearing must be draped. You know, it's not a candy cane. And then Frankie's confused as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Feral Kid, Jimmy, they're all for it. These four, they go into the fucking country club. He's got to like Axel Foley his way in. You know, he kind of fake talks to somebody.
Who?
The Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh. Could have went with a more famous Axel from L.A., but,
Yeah, I could have, but also they're in Beverly Hills right now. So I thought that was kind of a...
Oh, shit. Fuck, that's where that takes place.
Yeah, it's kind of a Fibonacci fucking...
Well, technically he's not supposed to fucking be there in the first place, so why do we have four other movies?
He's on vacation, but he's working the case, dude. He's still a fucking cop. Jurisdiction don't mean shit. He's not a fucking security guard at a school.
He's fired.
Okay?
He's done.
And you're taking the side of the country club?
No, I'm taking the side of the rules of the law enforcement officers that this happened with.
Fucking...
Just
get down and lick a boot already. Christ's sake.
We support the thin blue line, dude.
Nah, I'm not on it anymore.
I'm punk as hell, dude.
Thank God. Fuck, I hated saying that shit. I hate the cops.
No, we're off of it. It's time to hit the streets, people. But not me first, okay? I have a house to pay for and shit. And that's why they're winning. All right. Key to this, Morgan just told them, like, fucking keep your mouth shut. All right. We got 20 minutes max. If anybody says anything to you, just say fabulous unless they hold a fucking gun to your head. Okay. But they work their way in. They completely ignore these. It's just a montage of all of them fucking with different people. Feral Kid's going on about the size of dicks. Frankie's like getting looked at by a bunch of people. Morgan tells her like, well, the girls want to know why they haven't seen you, or where they've seen you before, and the guys want to know why they haven't seen you yet. Jimmy's like stealing food off of people's plates. Spader's doing this. He's fucking with these people talking about like serving sandwiches at a cocktail party. You get the watercress, you slice the red onion really thin. You make about 30, 40 sandwiches. It's pretty good. And there's a lounge act doing their fucking country club thing. They decide to take a break. Morgan, in another move to quickly get away from the head security guy that's trying to stop him, he pulls Frankie up. He says, just sit on the piano and look cute.
Oh, there's a part where he has like Robert Downey Jr. pulls out a whole baguette out of his pant leg, and the guy like puts it back on the table.
Yeah.
Just let him keep the fucking bread at that point.
That's a community baguette, dude.
Yeah, but at that point, it's his. You shove a baguette down your
He's
pants.
laid claim to it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Morgan at the piano, and like Kron mentioned, this is a sweet, sweet song. Take it away,
This is
Kron.
the best scene in the movie, dude. I love it.
He sings I Walk the Night to her. She is just fucking smitten. She's in at this point, dudes. No denying it at this point.
So he's
sinker.
lip syncing, but is this like an original piece of music they wrote for the movie?
I think so.
I tried to look it up. I tried to look it up to be like, did he cover somebody for this? But I couldn't find anything besides like the clip from Tuff Turf.
Fighting the darkness that breaks our hearts, we hold each other tight. I walk the night. Well, then you notice like in the second chorus, he says, we walk the night. He switches it up. They're together. This head dude, he's had none of it once his performance over. You are not and never have been a member of this club. The four get booted. Frankie and Morgan are walking around this fountain. Frankie's like, I never heard a guy like say shit like that before. And I'm thinking, you mean sing it beautifully? Mm-hmm. She's like, Nick doesn't he doesn't need anything like that. She asks about Morgan's past, and we find out, yeah, they were rich, but his father lost his company, and they came out to L.A. Now, Frankie doubts that she'll ever go to college. She says, I'll probably just get married. You don't need a bachelor's degree for that. And we find out that her mom died last year of cancer. But this is too real for her. She asked Morgan, you feel like dancing? Oh, fuck yeah. We cut the club 60s, baby. Jack Mack and the heart attacks, bringing the fucking house down.
Saxophonist looks like John Carpenter.
He could make it. He's so close. Dan's calling it. We're about to go to a break. Sorry, Kron. And this is more Frankie's speed. I believe that she's been here before.
Oh, no need to apologize to me. I have the bladder of a man.
All right. Big dance number with Frankie. Now, did you bring your wife in and see if she recognized her at all?
No, I watched this one solo.
Okay. So the actress that plays Frankie is a Real Housewife now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Because whenever Dan said Kim Richards, or is that who it is? Kim Richards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely know that name.
Yeah. I've definitely heard that name while in the kitchen and my wife's watching something on TV at way too loud.
Yes.
Do you have that problem? When she watches it, it's a reasonable volume. When you're watching it, it's too loud.
Dude, yes, all the time. Like, she will text me from the other room and be like, can you turn it down some? And it's like, I already turned it down 10 from where you had it.
I'm on 7.
Yeah. It's already down.
Yeah. It's the explosions. It's like, explosions better than fucking women catfighting.
Yeah, it's better than the shrill yelling that permeates the walls of the house.
You ever seen Killing Him Softly? Brad Pitt movie?
No.
Okay. I really dig the movie. I think...
Oh, wait. That's the one where it's like a black and white cover and he's got a gun. I think I have seen that.
He's kind of like a fixer.
Yeah.
Okay. Without giving it too much away, if it's not super fresh, there is a sequence in there where Ray Liotta is just beaten to absolute... I mean, it is incredible. Every time I rewatch the movie, I'm like, this movie fucking rocks. It's a great take on like fucking modern capitalism. Great fucking character actors. Dan, you seen Killing Him Softly? Brad Pitt?
Oh, This Is America.
Yeah. Fuck
Pay
you, now
me.
pay me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the part where Liotta just gets beaten to absolute dog shit?
Oh, it's the sound design in that is...
Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about. This is early on in our relationship. She's just like my girlfriend at the time, and she like walks in the room. She's like, "You have to turn this down." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I don't know what you're listening to. It is just bothering me." I was like, "It's just Ray Liotta getting beat up." And that was like the first like, oh, okay, I gotta watch the volume. So, I'm not gonna shit talk her. She's normally very cool with stuff. Like when we watch Dune, she's creeped out, but she's like, fucking turn it up, crank it.
My wife was like, I was like, I'm going to see Longlegs on this date. And she was like, well, should we do a babysitter or whatever? And I'm like, your anxiety is not going to allow you to watch Longlegs. And she's like, well, what is it? And I'm like, I've not watched anything about it. But I know that like, you're not going to be able to do this.
Yeah. You learn
learn
pretty quick.
She's like, all right.
I mean, that's why I tested with Children of Men. Like, all right, first movie together. Okay. It's a good, like, threshold. Or Killing Them Softly. Guys, you're in a new relationship. Throw on Killing Them Softly. Get an idea.
America's business.
Bait them in with the Brad Pitt. All right. They'll be like, is that Tony Soprano? Yes, it is. Yes. Good job. We have some things in common. Awesome. All right, the band decides to slow it down for a little bit. Our two lovebirds, they share a kiss. And guys, we go share a piss.
It's too late to fall in love with Sharon Tate. But it's too soon to ask me for the words someone called on my tune. I think it's time that y'all start to think about getting by without that need to go out and find somebody to love.
All right, welcome back. Nick is out of jail. He's laying into Frankie in her bedroom about, what do you mean you had to go with him?
Bones, shut the hell up. We're back from a break, and it's time for the Hustler Minute.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week's lady is named Renee. I thought she kind of had a Kim Richards look.
Hair's not quite as long, but yeah, she's stacked. Damn.
That's the backside.
Oh,
Honestly, fairly modest for a hustler card.
yeah. Very tit forward.
She must be a classy lady.
Yeah. Renee. Yeah. Is that French?
Renee was born in 1972. She's 36, 26, 36, 5'8",
Thick.
120 pounds. Hustler layout May of 1992. A 20-year-old from Manhattan with a love of flowers. Renee believes there is nothing better than a dewy red rose with a tender pink bud that opens with a sweet smell. For explicit one-on-one with other girls, call 1-800-775-5885.
Sounds like
Renee.
a chick who likes to get fingered.
Wow.
And that's our Hustler Minute.
Pretty straightforward lady, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just kind of going off the look of our lead actress here.
Yeah. Good pick, Dan.
Oh, thank you guys.
Hello, Renee. Goodbye, Renee.
Welcome, Renee.
Nick starts putting some unaccepted moves to Frankie. She's like, quit putting your fucking hands on me. Starts kind of making out with her. She's like, hey, we're not doing it until I say it's okay, and right now is not okay. Looks like he goes down on her for a little bit. And she's certainly not into that. I think she's thinking about somebody else. Plus, Nick doesn't know what he's doing.
Nah.
Too much teeth. At school, post-gym class.
I feel like any teeth might be too much. What are you biting down there?
I didn't say bite.
Gaze.
What?
You just sort of establish. You just like...
Oh, this is why we need the video, man.
Yeah.
Treating it like a piece of beef jerky? I mean, what are you doing?
What's the situation down there? I don't know. Sometimes you got to use what you can to get out of the way, you know?
It's a roast beef situation sometimes.
You might have to clear some bush.
Fair enough. My dudes are listening to you two, chomping on vaginas. I don't know what's going on these days.
As much strange that comes across our way, Kron. You know what happens on a nightly basis with us. Gosh. It's our nature.
100% right, Kron. What do you mean, too much teeth? I can't even keep that bit up. That's a public service announcement.
A guy coming from a guy who dated a girl named Toothy Tina.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had all the teeth.
Yeah.
In the relationship.
Morgan's in the locker room post gym class. We are to assume he's getting dressed. There's a rockin' tune on a boombox. He's like, hey, turn that shit up. Classic tune, huh? But somebody comes in, they turn the music off. Morgan looks around. Fucking ghost town in there. He's by himself. We see somebody grabbing towels, grabbing locks. Oh, shit. Nick and the goons. They corner him. He tries to get away, but they catch him. They hold him down, and man, they fucking waylay him with these locks. It's like a fucking code red, basically. Wham. Nick is actually the one that has to tell these guys to stop. He's starting to get a little uncomfortable.
I was gonna say like the scene in Full Metal Jacket, right? When they all beat the shit out of that guy with soap in a sock.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I was thinking Few Good Men, right? And then how they kill him. Code Red.
They kill a guy like that?
Yeah, doesn't he die?
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Can't handle the truth.
Guess I never need to watch it. What do they hit him with?
It's T. Cruz, man.
I call it a code red. I don't know. I can't remember if that's how they kill him. It's fucking
D'Onofrio?
no, it's
Well,
is it
that's the
James
guy
is it
from
James
Full Metal
Marshall,
Jacket.
the guy from Twin Peaks? Has he been on one of our
No, we've had Kyle MacLachlan
Okay.
on
The
the
Hidden?
Hidden. Yeah.
We didn't have James Marshall on something?
Yeah.
God damn it.
continue.
I'll look it up. Oh, yeah, you
I'll
look.
look it up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm leading the episode. All right. They beat the shit out of him. Nick's like, hey, whoa, stop. But this is just for a second because he punches Nick. He says, I thought you were a smart guy, dude. Quit messing around with my property. Back at Morgan's house, the maid comes home. We see the dad studying for the California real estate test. And they talk about Morgan. Neither of them have seen him today. They hear something in his room. Dad goes to check on Morgan. Holy shit. Son, are you all right? What happened? Well, same thing that always happens, Dad. I screwed up. And the dad actually does some parenting here. He pulls up a chair. He starts talking to him. He's like, knock off all the self-pity shit, okay? I don't want you to be Brian. Make mistakes. Find out who you are. Find out what you believe in. Do what you want to do. But feel good about it, okay? Life isn't a problem to be solved. It's a mystery to be lived. So live it. We cut to Frankie in her room. She's playing dress up. She's dreaming about a life a little easier than her current one. All right. She's putting her hair up, putting some mascara. She's, oh, fabulous, fabulous. Oh, we couldn't possibly join you for lobster. We've had so much. Oh, my God. She's just living up this yuppie lifestyle. You got James Marshall's.
James Marshall, yes, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, A Few Good Men, and he has been featured here on 5 Day Rentals on the movie Vibrations.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, there's a Marine that's causing a bunch of problems. And then these two Marines, they go in and they take this guy out. And the court case is about who's truly at fault. That's ultimately what it is. You know that there's a murder. The back and forth.
Well, I do now. You told me earlier.
Well, they're obviously in court, dude.
Yeah, if you read the back of the fucking box, I'm sure that murder is one of the words.
You've seen Jack Nicholson on trial.
And then Dan did the whole "you can't."
You
handle
fucked
the
with the
truth
wrong
thing.
Marine.
You
I feel
can't handle the
I
truth.
feel like I've seen the whole movie now.
Where's my fucking sunglasses?
All right, Morgan shows up outside of her window,
my
though. He's
favorite.
pulling a say anything.
I didn't see anything except for your tits.
All right, Dan is Nicholsing right now. Sorry, folks.
Hubba, hubba, hubba.
All right, Frankie sticks her head out the window. She's like, turn that shit off. He's like, this isn't the type of song you just turn off. She convinces him, so he hits the eject button, and it opens up the tape player, and that shuts it off. It's
Yeah.
the fastest way, as we documented last week, Showgirls 2.
Probably fucks up your tape. But
Yeah, fuck it.
Whatever.
But it stops. He climbs up the...
Tapes are so cheap back then.
Some podcast that said, yeah, reference to showgirls too.
Oh, I got fireworks going.
I got a lot. There's probably a shit ton
going.
of
Yeah.
All right.
My track's gonna be fucked up too. Because I've been shooting them off in the room.
I asked you beforehand to stop,
I love this.
but you're a tough kid. And to be fair, Dan did ruin a few good men for you, so. Even Stevens. Morgan climbs up the fire escape, crawls into her room. She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just did Nicholson. How did I ruin it?
They go back and forth, and he's like, listen, I just want a shot. What's the problem in knowing me? They go back and forth. Nick shows up at the apartment. She hears him outside. He's calling to her. She's like, you got to leave. He says, I'll leave if you come to dinner at my house tomorrow. She reluctantly agrees, so he'll leave. Nick comes in with Frankie's dad. They got a cheap bottle of what the fuck do you call it?
Champagne.
Pain?
And they're celebrating because Nick just got approval. He's going to marry Frankie.
Oh,
Her
fucking
dad looks 88 years
what
old, dude.
What a poor dork.
Just skin hanging on bones. He looks like he's... They woke him up from death to...
You were going to look terrible when you're old.
I'm not going to make it, dude.
Yeah. Kron at least...
Brightest stars burn out.
He stopped smoking a few years ago. I believe that this guy did not.
You shouldn't have. I think you should start smoking.
I think that every day, Dan.
I think both of you should start smoking, drinking more,
No.
and exercising less.
I drink a lot. I replaced my cigarettes with alcohol.
The next day at school, Morgan gets stopped by Jimmy. Jimmy's got a sweet new bike for him. And he's like, here, dude, it's all yours. Consider it a consolation prize. And Morgan's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, what do you mean? It's all over the school. You didn't hear about the announcement? The engagement?
Why does this guy never hear anything?
Because he's reading books.
Has to tell him every bit of news that everyone in the school already knows.
I don't think anybody else is talking to him.
What'd you just call Robert Downey Jr.?
Jimmy?
RDJ?
Why is that funny? That's what he goes by.
I don't think I've ever called him that in my life.
Bones said it earlier.
Yeah, it's throughout my notes.
Bones made it okay on the pod to call him RDJ.
No, it's just RD, dude. It's Robert Downey.
That's right.
He's not in the credits.
He's not Junior in this. Morgan takes the bike. He bolts. Jimmy tries to stop him, but has he ever been successful in that? Frankie's at her locker.
I've seen Robert Downey. He's an older guy than this. This movie is why he had to add the junior.
No, this was Daddy's not going to help me with this. And then later on, he's like, yeah, Daddy helped me.
Was that before or after he's on Saturday Night Live?
Was this like the start of partying Robert Downey?
Oh,
Probably.
he is stoned throughout this fucking movie.
He looks fucked up in some scenes, yeah.
Listen, Frankie is still going to come to dinner, okay? And they have a little chat back and forth.
Hey, it's weird. Frankie is in Hollywood.
Well, she had to get there at some point.
What if she was born there? So she never went to Hollywood. She was just in Hollywood.
Well, Hollywood is different than L.A., Dan. So she might have been born in L.A.
Oh, Hollywood's the only town in California.
No.
Been hitting Hollywood a lot lately. The Art of Dying.
Sacramento would like to have a chat with you, dude. That's a deep pull Arrested Development reference.
I was trying to explain the Quattro de Cinco joke to somebody. I think that's what they call it, right? Or Cinco de Quattro.
I think it's Isn't it Quattro de Mayo?
That's what it's supposed to be, but in Arrested Development they get it.
Oh,
They don't know that it's backwards. So
Yeah, I
they
think
say
that's
Cinco de Quattro or something. Yeah. Anyway, one of Nick's goons is eavesdropping on this little back and forth about Frankie still coming to dinner. It's that night. She shows up. Everybody's in their fucking Sunday best.
Had they heard of the show Arrested Development when you were trying to explain this?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
At dinner, Frankie embarrasses herself when she doesn't use a fork to eat what looks like a chicken nugget.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking fish sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like something where it was kind of okay to eat, but I'm not from Connecticut, so I'm kind of on her side. But when everybody kind of gives her the eye, she figures out like, oh, I should be using a fork. Maid starts going back and forth, asking her questions like, hey, have you been to this rose garden? Frankie's like, no, it's not really something I do. But the mom's like, hey, maybe we could go sometime. You can bring your mother. Well, this makes her uncomfortable. When Frankie reacts, she knocks over a drink, wets her dress. She gets up, runs into the kitchen. Morgan has to tell the mom her mother's dead. And the mother's like, I didn't know. I didn't know.
He's kind of a dick about it, though.
I kind of agree with the mom. Like, why didn't you give me a heads up? Like,
Yeah.
you could have said.
I think Morgan's kind of a dick. Like, her
No.
mom's dead.
No, I don't think he's as that dickish. I think he's her mom's dead and gets up. I think he's like kind of in a panic.
Trying like your girlfriend's having a bad time first time at your house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get to finger this chick tonight.
I think the mom's reaction is a little much, but I think this is 100% human reaction to this scenario. So Morgan meets Frankie and she's like, it's going to stain. Fuck. And going on. And he's like, she didn't mean it. He's actually to his mom's, like on his mom's side here. She didn't mean anything by it. She didn't know. Frankie takes off anyway.
Get the club soda. Get the club soda.
Guys, Nick has been fucking outside the window the whole time.
Oh, fucking
Well, not fucking
peeping Tom.
outside. He's just like outside. I have a I should say that word so many fucking times.
That's how Kron watches all the UFC pay-per-views outside people's windows.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie takes off down the street. Morgan
You can't
takes
see the
off the
knockout
other.
through a window. I mean, it's a fucking visual thing, dude.
Nick takes off after Frankie. He convinces her to get in the car. She and the crew, they start driving around for several hours. And finally, one of the goons is like, dude, we've been at this for like 2 hours. What are you looking for? And Nick's like, I'm looking for something. And when we find it, I'll let you know. And this dude's like, dude, I got to fucking pee. The other goon's like, well, fucking piss out the window. So he does.
You're going to get piss all in the backseat of that car, dude.
It's 85. Gatorade has maybe been invented.
It's probably in like a glass
It's still in a
bottle.
glass bottle if it is.
It's probably
yeah.
still in Florida, though. Yeah. Probably not available in California yet.
Did you know that, Kron? That it started at the Florida College? That's why it's called Gatorade?
Yeah, I did know that.
I didn't. I learned it from that commercial.
I learned it from a gator.
All right. What Nick was looking for was a taxi, a very particular taxi. The taxi belonging to, I don't know, Morgan's dad?
Gatorade
pull
was
it.
invented in October 2nd of 1965. Okay.
Oh,
So,
20 years. It's got to be national.
but in 89, it was being sold in juice boxes.
What? When did it
It's
get
85.
bought by Coke?
67 was glass bottles. So
Okay. Just pro
Gatorade
athletes.
was developed at the University of Florida in the mid 1960s and acquired by the Pepsi Cola Company.
Pepsi, not Coke.
Those idiots should have kept it, dude. They would have won every national championship.
Pepsi Cola bought it in 2001. Coca-Cola launched Powerade in the 1980s.
Ah, that's what it is.
To compete with Gatorade. but Coke's version never caught up.
Hey, lemon Gatorade, hard to beat. It's S tier refreshment. When it comes to the zeros, Powerade 0 all the way though.
I mean, I'd say lemon is like C tier.
What?
Red Bull.
With like a blue
Too much.
or don't they have like a white cherry? I'd say that's like S tier, dude.
White cherry.
White cherry
There's
the best.
Is there Arctic Chill or something?
Yeah,
That
that's.
might be
I think that's
Arctic
what
Frost or something. That's pretty good. I'd put that maybe A.
Cool Blue is. My wife's like go-to for like hangover.
Oh man, makes your fucking teeth hurt. I mean,
Cold, cool
yeah,
Blue. Yeah.
I really be biting on some beef.
Mine is a glass of whiskey to cure a hangover. Can't get it if you're still drunk, dude.
Is that McDonald's breakfast and
A cigarette, a Coca-Cola, a McMuffin, and a glass of whiskey.
we just told you how to do it. Folks.
What are you, a public school teacher? Jesus Christ. All right, Nick starts playing some bullshit about being out of gas. He says, "Hey, take this watch. Go see if that cab driver will get you some cash or give you some cash for it." She's like, "I gave you this watch." He's like, "Shut up, bitch. Go give me some money." She approaches this driver. As we know, this is Morgan's dad. She turns back around when she realizes who it is. She's like, "I can't do it." And he's like, "Why?" "Because it's that fucking yuppie dude's dad." Starts threatening her. Finally, she gets out of the car. She runs up to Morgan's dad. She's like, "You got to get out of here. You got to get out." He's like, "What's going on?" Too late. Goons pop up. Man, fucking dad holds his own here, man. He takes on 3 of these dudes. He's, for every time they push him down, or he's countering and throwing them over the hood.
Well, he's winning at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's beating the shit out of these high schoolers.
It's fucking
Put on those fucking New Balance. Do a lot of shit.
Yeah, dude. Well, he ends up throwing Nick onto the hood of the taxi cab, punches out the other 2 dudes, but Nick pulls out a fucking gun.
Coward.
2
Fucking
shots
wuss.
into the dad. The goons freak out. They flee. Dad falls to the ground. Frankie stays with him. We cut to the hospital room. Morgan's sitting over his dad. Nurse says, he's strong. He's going to make it. He's still alive.
Yeah, he just beat the shit out of 3 high schoolers.
Yeah,
Tough as hell,
He's a
dude.
fucking badass.
Did anyone think that Morgan was going to turn into Spider-Man?
Peter.
I think that's an uncle situation.
Peter.
That's right.
It's my favorite one-word impression to do.
Peter.
Peter.
My favorite. Hey, Peter, turn it to channel 9.
It's a breast exam. Morgan is confronting the mother
Don't worry about him. He's cool.
out in the waiting room. You know what? She accepts it. But you know who fucking shows up? Brian. And
Office Space? Is that a
what?
5-star banger?
Yeah. She just fucking blows Morgan off, runs to Brian. Morgan sits there. Yep. Just solidifies what he already felt. But who else shows up? Frankie. She apologizes. He says it's okay. They hug. They smooch. Cut to Morgan's house, his bedroom.
You think Morgan referred to Frankie as Frankie fucking Four Fingers?
I mean, you're almost fisting at that point.
Just fold that thumb in.
He got the size of
You keep the thumb on the outside. You put some pressure the other way.
Yeah, she's got the size of a stone as a fit, size of a fist.
All right, he's tending to Frankie's bruises on her shoulder and everything. She's like, I'm still freaked out. Like I can hear the shots. Like how do you deal with all this stress? And he's like, I don't. I just keep exploding. They fuck.
Oh, thank God my dad got shot. Now I'm finally going to get some.
I know Dan hated this scene because there's lots of missionary.
Yeah.
What is this? You're young and flexible. Try some stuff out.
Yeah, dude. This is... I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
put a leg behind your head already.
still in high school, right?
Morgan drops Frankie off at, I guess, like her dad's corner store or something.
He owns a liquor store, yeah.
Liquor store.
Coldest beer in town.
The last beer in town.
Oh, I thought it was coldest beer in town.
I thought it was like the last beer in town.
I think you probably just see the ST, and I'm going to probably lean towards coldest. Like last beer in town is like what you see when you're on like a road trip, and they're like,
the last stop in town?
It's like the outskirts of the city.
yeah, and they'll say like last stop for gas for 200 miles or whatever.
I think I got you guys both on a $2,000 bike and this.
I'm honestly not sure if you watched this movie.
I don't think you guys did. We're going to have to do a third
I
rewatch.
wouldn't have needed to watch this movie this week, twice, mind you, to get us through this plot. So, okay.
I know it's your 5-star banger.
Okay.
I know. I'm not arguing.
Frankie's talking to her dad, obviously broken the news that the engagement's off. And the dad's like, it's fine. Like, I'm not mad. I just thought that that you and Nick, you know, and Nick what? Nick fucking runs in out of nowhere, throws Frankie around. Dad tries to intervene. This dad is no Morgan's dad. Okay, he's gone soft working this liquor store. You got to be out on the streets as a cab driver.
This guy's already a foot in the grave. We established that. I mean,
Nick throws him into a fucking shelf.
Strong gust of wind can knock this guy over.
Forces Frankie over the phone. Fucking call him. She makes Frankie call Morgan.
All right, so this is the big plot hole of the movie.
Okay.
We've established that Nick got arrested for stealing a Porsche earlier. Now he has attempted homicide and is still just out on the streets. They know it was him who shot this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it took us a while to catch. I mean, people. I don't know. Like, we didn't have satellites in the sky. Nobody had.
How many places is he gonna go?
A
school, his house.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call that a plot hole.
The one warehouse where they do concerts.
Criminal can walk around L.A.
You guys know this is all Morgan's fault, right? Like, this whole chain of event is because of fucking Morgan. Because
Because he stopped a robbery?
No, whenever Nick destroyed his fucking bike, he says, we're even. And Morgan is pushing the rest.
Why? By wanting to know the girl's name?
By wanting to know
she gave
the
him
girl's name.
eyes?
By forcing the girl to be with him?
Dude, she's giving him eyes, dude, and he
That
knew
doesn't
it.
mean she wants to be with him.
Okay, but here's the deal. A woman should have free agency to leave a shitty relationship and go with somebody else. Nick's reaction to that, his jealousy, that's the culprit.
Morgan looks like he's going to get into crypto.
It's probably a smart play in 85, dude.
Yeah.
And make a shitload of money.
Hold, baby.
In 2014.
I just bought 1 million Bitcoins. Sit on these for a while.
Well, yeah, he just sells his bike, right? It's fucked up, so he gets $100. He buys some Bitcoin, holds, millionaire.
I don't think so.
Who gives a shit? So close. Morgan gets the call. He gets the challenge. Got to meet at the warehouse in 20 minutes. Now, Brian shows up trying to be a big brother, but Morgan blows him off. Morgan grabs his jacket, grabs his dart guns. He takes off. Now, he goes to Jimmy's place, but Jimmy's not there. But Jimmy's brother and his Dobermans take a note. Morgan heads to... what?
Fun fact here. Fitz almost casted George Clooney as his brother, but decided they didn't look alike, him and Downey Jr.
darn. Just imagine what Clooney's trajectory could have
What
been.
his life could have been.
Yeah.
The same.
All right, at the warehouse, Nick, 4 goons, holding Frankie. Morgan sneaks in up through the upper level, kind of scouts. Some of the goons are getting antsy, you know, they're tagging, they're like, oh man, fucking how long are we gonna be here, you know? Nick's got a gun. He's like, fucking do what I tell you, all right? Shut the fuck up. Tells another guy to go back to his post. So Nick's a leader. Okay? You can at least say that about him.
Well, he's got the gun, so.
Yeah, it's usually how it happens, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Morgan sneaks down from the rafters. He holds one of the goons at gunpoint. Takes this guy's bat, knocks him out. Don't you miss when you could just punch a guy once in the 80s? Knock him out. Ties this guy up. Now, 2 of the other henchmen he sees that are below this sign. I don't know what the physics of this are. But he ties the knocked out guy up to this rope, and he becomes kind of like a counterweight. And once he gets these 2 guys' attention, they kind of stand right below this sign that he drops, kind of knocks them out for a second.
Yeah, everybody's stunned with like 3 little stars above their heads.
Yeah.
Spinning around.
Last goon kind of comes up. Morgan fires his dart guns at her. This guy's like, oh, fuck. He knocks him out. He kind of rolls down some stairs. Nick starts opening fire at Morgan, but Frankie jumps in, knocks him out of the way. Morgan does a fucking Robin Hood swing off this loft. Bam. Kicks Nick right in the chest, knocks him off this stage. They start to tussle. Morgan's got the upper hand for a bit, but those 2 goons that we thought knocked out from the sign, they get up. They pull Morgan off Nick. Now tide's a turn. They got him locked up. Nick grabs his gun. He's holding it at Morgan. Thank fucking Christ, Jimmy and his brother's dog show up. These dogs take off after these 2 goons, and they bolt. One guy ends up jumping through a window to get away from them.
But they shoot RDJ in the penis, right?
And the thigh.
Oh, okay.
So Jimmy shows up, releases the dogs. Nick instantly turns, shoots Jimmy in the leg. So he's out. Morgan and Nick back to fisticuffs. He's got Morgan down. He gets a blade to his throat, but Frankie has the gun now. She holds it at Nick. And Nick backs off for a second. They start arguing back and forth. But he knows that she's out of rounds. He kind of taps the gun. She pulls the trigger. Nothing. He throws her ass off the stage. Morgan gets back up. Now, say what you will about this as a classic, like, random fight in a warehouse. But this thing just keeps going. Every time you think, oh, they got him. I mean, Nick is a fucking Terminator. I think it's like 6 times you think he's knocked out and he gets back up.
I would absolutely agree. This scene just keeps going.
Oh.
Past the point where it should end several times.
No, I love it. All right. He tosses Nick, and then he checks on Frankie. Now, Nick comes at Morgan with a board. It's got some fucking nails on the end of it. It's fucking terrifying. Morgan starts taunting him. He kind of dodges most of the hits. Kind of gets hit a little bit. Gets knocked up against his pole. But what's on a pole? Fucking fire axe. He starts reverse shining at Nick because Nick's backing up these stairs. Morgan's knocking into the handrails. Terrifying. They get up to the top. Nick kicks the fire axe away. Nick punches him, throws him into some barrels, or Morgan does. Nick is in the barrels. He tries to Donkey Kong one of them, picks it up, tries to throw it. More fighting, back and forth. Finally, he kind of knocks him down. Nick, all bloody, tries to like crawl up Morgan's leg. Just pushes him over. Now we cut over to Jimmy. He's still alive. One of these dogs, super adorable, just brings him like a random piece of conduit. You know, a little gift, and then just lays on top of him. Nick is back up, though. He's about to strike Morgan. Frankie warns him. Morgan ducks, and with a backhanded double axe handle punch, knocks him off the loft, presumably dead. Did you guys notice the hand that comes in and throws the little rope? Make sure that the rope is swinging. It's at the very bottom of the frame. But
No, I didn't see that
there's
either.
so when there's like kind of like the bird's eye view looking down at Nick's body. There's a rope. They're just trying to add like some sense of like, you know, movement in the frame. But there's a rope swinging, and you can see a guy's like hand come in and kind of grab it to give it a little bit more of a push. That's it. He's done. We cut the Club 60s. Jack Mack and the Heart Attacks. They're blowing the roof off again, baby. We start getting our intercut with our heroes letting off some steam. Jimmy's in a leg cast. The feral kid's there. Tuff, you're so tough. Camera pans across a grateful LA. And that was Tuff Turf, baby.
Whoa.
Nice.
See, it didn't go on that long.
The scene?
Yeah.
We're still fighting.
It went way too long, both.
You gotta match the violence that you saw earlier in the movie. If you believe that these guys,
when he swung in and kicked him.
no, I need a fire axe swinging.
At that point in the movie, you know he's gonna win.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I did. Dan, hit me with that research.
Gentlemen, upon further research, this was released January 11th, 1985. Almost 40 years ago. Box office of over $9.3 million. But
Maybe there'll be a
back then-
Fandango live event.
Okay. At the cinema that week, Avenging Angel, which is a sequel. The River with Mel Gibson and Sissy Spacek. The week after that, Blood Simple would appear in a limited release, first by the Coen brothers. And the week before that, Mr. Walt Disney decided that he needed to release a little movie known called Pinocchio, the original. And
They re-released it.
Yeah.
Is Walt Disney still alive in 85?
I don't fucking know. Maybe? No. I don't know.
Just a set on ice.
James Spader is merely lip singing during the piano song of We Walk the Night. It is performed by Paul Carney, one of the sons of actor Art Carney, who was in Last Action Hero and some other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's the second cousin that gets killed.
And Last Action Hero?
Yeah.
It's also a 5-star banger.
Fuck yeah, it is.
The band in the movie Jim Carroll is the Jim Carroll Band. Frontman Jim Carroll did write The Basketball Diaries in 1978 that detailed his teenage drug years and was later made into a movie in 1995 to feature a little-known actor named Leonardo DiCaprio. The band also has a song on the soundtrack of Tuff Turf, which is called People Who Died. That is played in the car whenever Nick is driving around somewhere.
Wait, the
It's
guy
when they're
who's
looking for the
singing-
cab.
The guy in the band who's singing wrote Basketball Diaries?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's weird as hell.
The original ending in the script had Morgan and Jimmy taking the SATs and Morgan talking Frankie into taking the SATs because she never thought she was smart enough. They just ran out of money and the crew was done and they were like, this is the ending. We don't have enough money to film that and we're not technically getting paid to film that, so we're not doing it.
Maybe if you didn't spend 20 days shooting the fight, you could have afforded that SAT scene.
Kron, you joke, but I think this movie was shot in like 3 weeks or something.
It's pretty
It
short.
was incredibly fast.
Yeah, and I would guess 20 days of it was the ending fight.
Stop it. Stop.
A body-
It's a
a body-
reasonable length.
A body double was used in the nude scene for Kim Richards, who plays Frankie. Kim Richards, who plays Frankie, appeared alongside Eden Sassoon, the younger sister of Catelyn Sassoon, who played Feather, who's your feral girl. On season 7 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Bravo, they did not get along. They got into multiple verbal altercations, most notably when Eden questioned Kim's recent sobriety. Tuff Turf is referenced several times throughout this season of The Real Housewives, specifically Kim's connection to her co-star, Feather, who died of a drug overdose on New Year's Eve of 2002.
Well, that's a bummer.
Kron, did you watch that?
I'm sure I've seen an episode or partial bits of episodes from it.
So you saw Kim Richards.
It's me and
Before
Bones
you
kind of
knew
talk.
Kim
It has
Richards.
definitely played in the living room while I've been doing something.
And that's all I got from 1985. Tuff Turf, directed by Fitz Kishra.
Yeah, I didn't even try.
Cash.
Kirsch, I would say.
Kirsch.
Fritz Kirsch. All right. Guys, obviously we're here. This is a 5-star banger for myself. This is the point of the show where I ask you guys, how low are you ranking it? Dan, I'll start with you.
Okay.
All right. Gentlemen, Tuff Turf from 1985. I have decided that maybe I'm not a James Spader fan, maybe? I don't know. It's a work in progress, I think. It's very confusing to me that I can't decide on what Morgan should be. Is he a tough guy? Is he like a smart guy that is a tough guy? Is he just like a dude that likes to like fuck around? I don't know. It's very weird, like what he is through the movie. Like I get that he has to be different than what Frankie is and Nick. So I guess that works out. But it's a good performance by him. I think Kim Richards as Frankie is a good performance. I think we stated up front that I thought there could be more violence throughout this, just to maybe establish Nick and his gang as more of tough. I think the fight goes on way too long at the end.
What the fuck?
I think the music is great though. I think it really works through here or throughout the film. This is a 3.5 for me. It's good. I think the Letterboxd user rating is low at a 3.0. And yeah, I think we kind of established that like this should be way more popular than what it is. I think more people should see it, and it's available on a lot of streaming services. So it's a 3.5 for me. I enjoyed it. There are some questions of like, but I mean, I liked it. I didn't think it was terrible. I had a good time.
All right, guys. Tuff Turf. Yeah, I mean, I think this is an enjoyable movie. After I watched this, I thought, wow, Bones really likes tough teen movies. We got this. We got Savage Streets. We've got, did you pick Class of 1984?
That was Dan.
All
99.
right.
I did
99. Shit.
Eve of Destruction for that category.
Yeah. But I think there's a couple, maybe at least a couple more tough teen movies that I'm glossing over in this listing.
Masterminds.
Yeah, Masterminds. That's a good call. Bones is just a tough teen fan. I don't know what it is. The guy likes watching high schoolers, get into hijinks. I will say the thing that this movie has going for it is I do think it has a ton of cool music, right? Like even the warehouse scene, that's kind of got this weird new wavy punk thing. You get the lounge act at the I don't know quite how to say it. They're like a big band group, but it's not big band music. They're like an ensemble collection. And then you've got I Walk the Night in the middle of this movie, which just absolutely crushes. I could definitely see Bones said he wishes he could track down the soundtrack to this thing. I think that would be a great listen, if you just had that on while you're driving or at the house. I think the performances are like mostly good, nothing to complain about. I think Spader's great. I think Robert Downey Jr., this is his like first big acting role, right?
One or two, yeah.
Yeah, he might pop up in a movie we referenced earlier in the show. I don't want to give that away.
This is still like super early in his run.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, there's no major gripes here. I mean, there are little things that you could nitpick, like why didn't they pick Nick up after he shot this guy twice? Like, he's already got a record and shit. Seems like the cops could have tracked him down. And I'm sorry, Bones, I think the biggest sore thumb with this movie is the ending fight scene, which drags on and on. Kind of like, I feel like the movie really drops it at the 1 yard line with that fight. Like, pretty enjoyable movie up until that part. But it's a good movie. I'm glad I got to watch it for the pod, especially with you being, such a big fan of it. I would also be a 3.5 on Tuff Turf.
All right. Both.
Tell us we're wrong.
No, I objectively believe that your guys' ratings are pretty fair. I think if I was looking at this objectively, if this was on the show and it's probably a 4. This is getting a lot of nostalgia bump for me. And that is what I have really tried to adhere to on the 5-star bangers. Now, LA Confidential, I'll fight anybody who doesn't think that is objectively a 5, like masterpiece. Jack Reacher, if you said 3.5, 4, yes. Right? The whole point of this exercise is what are those things that you're just personally bumping? So I'm actually quite shocked that you both weren't at like 3s. About halfway through on my first watch last weekend, I was like, God, what are they going to fucking think of me? And I didn't even think about the fact that I've brought Masterminds and Savage Streets. And I guess it's just some weird genre. Like it probably connects to the fact that I watched a lot of these when I'm in middle school and I moved around a lot, so I could kind of, you wish that you could be justified in saying like, oh, I relate to these fucking cool guys, but I'm not. I'm a square. But I can relate to a guy who feels the pressure of you're born with a silver spoon, but you have zero interest in it. You're born with aptitude and intelligence, and you're told that you're really smart, but that you don't really have much interest in that. His interest is reading and getting out into the world and socializing with people, whether it's a little quip to a security guard or something. Like he cares about his parents, but feels like maybe it's not reciprocated. His hormones are fucking raging, and I buy all of the character motivation. I I have a problem with being into chicks that I should not be in. Objectively, this chick is bad news. This is fucking me up. Why am I doing this? I get it. I love the idea of a guy in your school kind of immediately connecting like, oh, hey, that's my tribe, right? And immediately kind of looking out for you, making a cool connection. So there's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of emotion that bumped that. I do think, yeah, maybe the fight goes on a little bit long. But this is the era of you got to leave them excited when they leave, right? And the threat of Nick, I think if he just ended by a kick in the chest, it would feel a little soft. I think he's just got to be beaten to a pulp and continually going. He is Jaws of this. Spader is fucking incredible, okay? I get that he's 25 playing 17, 18. That's what they did back then. I think he's great. I think Kim Richards is really good. I think you could watch this and go, what is going on with this chick? She is so flaky. She is back and forth, but she's having the same character dynamic and hormone problem that Morgan is. So I buy their connection. Mother just died last year. Dad owns and runs a liquor store. Doesn't have a ton of money. Gets in with this crew, is afraid to leave, doesn't feel smart. I buy it all. But the fucking cherry on top is the music of this. I don't know. Kron, like you said, this, ever since I watched this a few years ago and connected like, oh, that's that fucking movie that I watched. I have sought this out. I would easily pay 99 cents if for Love Hates if it was on fucking Apple Music. Maybe it is. I don't know. But every time I look for the CD and it's like $55 and it looks just like a bootleg, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. It connects. I love it. Thank you guys for letting me bring it to the show. I hope people watched it. But I totally get if it blows over people. If they say this, we've seen this before, it's stereotypical, whatever. But I think it just does a few things to stand out, and it connects to me, and it will forever.
Amen, brother.
All right, we've gone on long enough. Let's not be the ending fight scene. Let's get the fuck out of here. Dan, close the show, baby.
Yo, if you're on the socials, hit us up on Threads, Letterboxd, or Instagram. You could, if you're on Spotify or Apple, please rate, review, and subscribe to the show. It helps us bring the show to more people. God damn it, we need it. If you really want to fuck with us, there is a link to our Discord on every episode that drops every Wednesday at 5 Day Rentals. So join in there and join in on all the fun and the chaos that goes on. But other than that, crash and burn.
I walk the night, baby.
Crash and burn.
Hello again. It's my voice. You get a double bones. You get a double dose of bones.
Bones heavy up, dude.
Bones heavy up. And guess what? Next week, bones in your ear for 95% of the episode. It's usually only like 70%, but when I lead. Guys, the week of this record, Supreme Court just basically said president's king in a manner of speaking. And here I am thinking, I thought we fought a damn war so we didn't have to have no damn king, some British king.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? Fuck having a king. Fuck those British people still having a king. But you know what the Brits do fucking right? They do crime, baby. Who does crime like the fucking Brits? This category is called "We're doing fucking crime," isn't it? And that's all it is.
Brit crime?
The open genre of British crime, UK crime, Scotland, Ireland. That's it, baby. Simple. I'm talking heists.
Can I go to any region where they formerly had a stronghold?
India?
That is an interesting question. I think I will accept it.
Wow.
But there must be British presence. You can't just say it's an Indian crime movie and
It
they
must
used
be
to.
British at the time.
Or
they're fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys get what I'm saying, right? There's a whole plethora. Okay? It's a wide open genre. With doing fucking crime, isn't it? So work on your fucking accents.
And I feel like there's one that I just watched and rated too highly, I guess.
That's a 5-star banger. You're not gonna.
Yeah, but I could have brought it had I
No,
not rated it.
because
so
it's already
high.
on my list of 5-star bangers. So
I
you
watched
can't do
Snatch Bones.
Yeah. Okay. But you could do pretty much, 8 of the 12 Guy Ritchie movies? Listen.
You got your Lock, Stock, your Layer Cake, your...
that. We let Bones get to his pick.
Please, one of you do Layer Cake. Please.
I'm not doing it.
Why not?
It's a plot-heavy movie.
I'm going
Yeah.
to do like a fun one
I'd get you through it.
where they're getting into a bunch of goofs.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Best part of the show.
You both have logged this already. A lot of people have logged this. Forgive me. I saw that one of you had logged it when I initially picked it. Going back today, just double checking. I was like, uh-oh, sorry. But I already decided. We got a recent Oscar winner. We got a really famous Oscar winner. Going to 2000. Jonathan Glazer's Sexy Beast.
Yes.
Story of a safecracker, or former retired safecracker, just trying to enjoy the Spanish sun. And God damn it, if Ben Kingsley won't leave him the fuck alone.
Thank you, Bones.
What's that?
Recent Oscar winner director
Yes.
in the zone of interest.
Yep. And Kingsley famously for Gandhi.
Yeah.
He'd been featured on the show already. He played the faux Mandarin on Iron Man, or in Iron Man 3 rather. Ray Winstone, maybe the best voice in cinema. The movie's 90 minutes. The bulk of the episode is just all of us doing the Ben Kingsley monologues.
Can't smoke on this plane.
Yeah.
Kron? You all right?
Yeah, I mean, I know I've seen Sexy Beast before. It'll be good for a rewatch. I always see this one like pop up on people's letterboxes, and I'm like, I should check that out again at some point.
This was
I enjoyed Sexy
I
Beast.
snatched up this DVD. I was like, oh, hey, I haven't seen this in a while. It was on Hulu not too long ago. I was flipping through. I was like, oh, fuck, 90 minutes. Threw it on. About halfway through, I was like, we're doing it. So I built the category around it. I was like, you know what? There's a lot in British crime. Like you could go all the way back 60s, 70s, you know.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good category.
I feel like
A lot
nothing's
there.
jumping out immediately.
Yeah, do
Like-
some research.
Yeah, out of like, you know, sometimes these things get announced and I know moment of what I'm going to pick.
Yeah, you
more
got
or
some
less.
stuff on deck too. That's what I do a lot is like, all right, what's my list that I can pull from? So
Does it need to be? I mean, we can't just have like a British guy, right?
I would say no, but if their culture is a massive influence, so like for example, like if it was an American guy in Britain, that'd be fine.
Let's say you couldn't do like RRR.
No,
I feel like RRR should count. Aren't they like up against the monarchy the whole time?
They are, but I think it's more of a.
That's a little bit more war level. I'm thinking more of like a street petty
I guess
level.
I was only thinking about the British part of it.
Yeah.
Sexy Beast on Paramount Plus, so we have access to that.
Cool.
Hell yeah!
All right. Yeah, this definitely.
Nice.
It's also the part of the show where everybody pulls out their phone and starts flipping through Letterboxd because they want to pick their movie now. But the listener won't hear it. We're taking a break. We're taking a summer week off. But no break in your feed. Come back next week for the start of We're Doing Fucking Crime, isn't it? 2000. Jonathan. Yeah. I think I know what the through line of all the cold opens is already too. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is a horny movie too.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about it. Like we're gonna. This was a male ego heavy movie, and we didn't really get onto that. But goddamn, toxic masculinity all the way through with Sexy Beast. So, but
I'm excited.
come back next week. Get on your Paramount Pluses. Watch your pull out your fucking Blu-ray.
Get your Blu-ray.
Get out your fucking DVD. Put it in the player.
Press play.
All right. What, you got a PS5? That's how you watch it.
Put your mobile down and watch it.
Take the controller out your fucking mouth. Hit play. Come on.
And smile, you cunt.
Smell your fucking finger. Where that fucking remote been, mate? Huh? You knuckle fucking her in the back of a fucking...
Crash and burn.
Crash and fucking burn.
Crash and burn. I don't need you to. There's enough good music out there.